Hello, I am Sydney Holmes, and today I'm going to answer a question you never thought you needed to know the answer to. The question I would like to address today is, what is Pakistan's future with the United States? You're probably sitting there thinking, I really don't care about the United States' relationship with Pakistan and where it's going, but it wasn't until I really understood the potential of what could happen that I started to care. So I'm going to start with the answer and then give you the backstory. And my opinion is that if Pakistan and the United States continue their relationship the way it's going, it will end in flames on either side. The reason I feel this way came from the history between these two countries. And when you look into their past, there's a lot of times where Pakistan has been shady and gone around America's back and told them they were going to do something with the money America was giving them and ended up doing something completely different. And then on the other side, America completely takes advantage of Pakistan. It's a very unhealthy and corrupt relationship. Because there are so many misconceptions on the relationship between Pakistan and the States, I want to do a little game of two truths and a lie. And you have to guess which ones are true and which one is a lie. So, number one, the US is in a drone war with Pakistan. Number two, Pakistan and the US have destroyed their alliance twice in the last 60 years. And number three, Pakistan was part of the attack on 9/11 and later provided a hideout for Al Qaeda. So just take a guess on which one you think is the lie. And let's dive into each one individually. So, the drone war. It is true, the US has been launching drone attacks on Pakistan for over a decade. Pakistan and America have an agreement that any terrorists that come into Pakistan from the war on terror going on in Afghanistan, the US can drop drones on them, neutralizing the threat, and that way the US does not have to put any boots on the ground. This is a good deal for both America and Pakistan. There was a study done to see if the drone strikes were increasing or decreasing terrorist activities. And it's in the article, The Impact of U.S. Drone Strikes on Terrorism in Pakistan. And they concluded that it was causing a decrease in terrorist activities, but the relationship between America and Pakistan was becoming more negative, and the feelings towards America by Pakistanis was very, very negative. Number two, the third alliance. They've destroyed their alliance twice in the last 60 years, and this is also true. Pakistan and America first entered into alliance in 1947. When Pakistan very first became a country, they were close allies, and then in the war between Pakistan and India, the U.S. pulled out support. And then after that, they rejoined forces in the mid-70s, and it was during that time that Pakistan began the development of nuclear warfare against the U.S.'s wishes. This conflict and many others caused a serious strain on the alliance, and it was terminated once again in 1977. Though after that, America provided aid sporadically for Pakistan, even though they weren't considered allies. In the late 1990s, Pakistan joined Afghanistan, Iran, and other countries in supporting the Taliban. America tried to work with Pakistan to cut off their support to Osama and his followers, but it wasn't until after the attack on 9/11 that cooperation came into full swing and an alliance was reassembled for the third time. And this is all just a summary of Jürgen Kleimer's article, The Diplomacy of Estrangement, the Dealings of the United States and Pakistan Before 9/11. I'm sure you know by process of elimination that number three is the lie. Pakistan was not part of the attack on 9/11, and they did not hide terrorists in Pakistan after the attacks. And in fact, they did quite the opposite. In the academic journal Historical Perspective of Pakistan-USA Relations, Lessons for Pakistan, by Ambreen Jahavid and Imarani Mushtaq, they stated, after the September 2001 terrorist attacks on the United States, Pakistan pledged and has provided support for the U.S.-led anti-terror coalition. In a landmark speech in January 2002, President Musharraf vowed to end Pakistan's use as a base for terrorism of any kind, and he banned numerous militant groups. Yet the Americans perceive that Al Qaeda and Taliban fugitives are still in Pakistan and appear to have reestablished their organizations in Pakistani cities. And even though Osama bin Laden was killed on Pakistan's soil, right next to a military base, there's no confirmation that the government had any involvement or provided any support for him. There's so much stigma about the alliance within the countries that it caused rash and shady behavior on both sides. And though there have been many hurtful actions on both sides, the U.S. needs Pakistan's alliance to end the war on terror. Interests, not friendships, always prevail in the relationships between the states. The Pakistan-U.S. friendship has never been exemplary. However, it has been seen as an unnatural alliance between the dependent and independent state. While Pakistan has been used by the United States, it never missed an opportunity to gain its own goals. Because there was an interest in Pakistan, the U.S. continued to give them lots of money and drop bombs on their country using drones. Though the Pakistanis were upset before, they are much angrier now. Trump recently suspended over $1 billion in aid to Pakistan. There have been protests and uproars from the Pakistan government and citizens. I suspect that even though the war on terror is no longer America's main focus, this corrupt relationship with Pakistan will continue. They will find some way to be of value to the states, receive money and aid to use for their own gain, probably to do something to hurt India. Yet there is another theory. P. Hoodboy and Z. Main have the perfect scenario in their academic article, Nuclear Fears, Hopes, and Realities in Pakistan. This discusses how Pakistan could develop so much nuclear warfare and create such strong ties with the Taliban that it is able to take over India and be one of the great powers that can rival with the states. Yet, in order to stop the situation, the war on terror needs to be a lesser priority than controlling Pakistan and India's nuclear weapons. Now, to simplify everything that we just discussed in a one-sentence takeaway, Pakistan and America have a messed up relationship that could potentially turn into a full-fledged nuclear war between the two. Here's a list of my sources in case you wanted to further research on your own. Thanks for watching.